Can you really fall in love with someone you've never touched? No hugs, no shared coffee, no walks in the park, just glowing screens, late-night chats, and digital voices across thousands of miles. In a world flooded with profiles and usernames, it seems almost absurd to believe that something real, something lasting, could begin in the virtual void. But love has never followed the rules. This story begins not in a cafe or a bookstore, but in a game. Realm of Echoes, a vast fantasy world where players created avatars, formed alliances, and battled dragons. But for Elena, it was more than just a game. Living alone in a high-rise apartment in Seoul, she was a graphic designer by day and a quiet dreamer at night. The game was her escape, a place where she didn't have to pretend, didn't have to explain her silence, her introversion, her quiet ache for connection. And then came Cairo 9, a silent warrior with a steel sword and a mysterious aura. It started like any in-game alliance, a boss fight, a healing spell, a rescue. But Cairo 9, as it turned out, was more than just good at battles. He was kind, observant, thoughtful. Over time, their conversations left the battlefield. They started messaging on Discord, swapping memes, sharing Spotify playlists. Her favorite Korean indie bands became his new obsession. His love for sci-fi shows became her comfort binge-watching after long work hours. Behind the name Cairo 9 was Ryan, a software engineer from Toronto, thousands of miles away. Different time zone, different culture, but somehow he understood her better than anyone around her ever had. Have you ever stayed up all night talking to someone you've never met and felt more seen in that moment than in years of real-life relationships? They laughed about everything, grieved past heartaches, opened up about their fears, of being unlovable, of being too much or not enough. And still, they stayed. Every emoji, every voice note, every midnight message created a thread, weaving something delicate and beautiful between them. But even digital magic has its moments of doubt. Ryan started pulling away. He wondered, is this even real? Can you really love someone you've never touched? Elena felt it. The slow replies, the hesitation, the invisible wall growing again. She feared she had imagined it all, this warmth, this closeness. They spoke less. Then one night, silence. For days, no messages. Until one evening, a long message arrived. Ryan wrote, "I've been scared, because what I feel for you, it's real. And I don't know what to do with something real in a world that isn't." That night, they called. They cried. They laughed again. And for the first time, Ryan said the words, "I love you." Not typed, not messaged, but spoken, voice trembling, honest. They couldn't meet yet. Borders were still closed, flights uncertain, but they didn't let that stop them. They planned a 12-hour video call. They ordered the same food, watched the same film, played their favorite game together. And when the clock struck midnight, Ryan showed her a ring he had designed in a virtual 3D modeling app. He said, "Someday, I want to give you this for real." Elena didn't say anything for a moment, then whispered, "I'll wait." 14 months. That's how long it took before they met in person. Incheon Airport. Crowds, cameras, nervous glances.
And then they saw each other. No grand gestures, no dramatic music, just two people. Quiet, shaking, smiling. Ryan walked up, dropped his bag, and held her. Not tightly, not desperately, just long enough for her to know he was.
Today, Elena and Ryan live together. They still play Realm of Echoes, still send each other memes, still fight over which show to binge. But now, they're side by side. People say online love isn't real, that it's fantasy. But love doesn't care where it begins. What matters is where it goes, and how deeply it's felt. In a world of avatars and algorithms, Elena and Ryan found something human. They proved that, yes, you can find love in a virtual world. Because sometimes, the strongest connections aren't made through touch, but through understanding. Love knows no limits, not even the limits of the virtual world.